Now, another issue, we started this on Friday, the issue of food security in Nigeria. And we saw that gruesome killing of some farmers in Niger State. Very heartbreaking and a major threat, of course, in the drive for food security. We did speak to a farmer on Friday. Let's talk to another farmer today. The She Farmer now. She Farmers. She's the president of She Farmers Initiative, Mrs. Temitope Ande. Ms. Ande, thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I know your association, I think you operate more in the south.
No, we're actually across the country, across the region. So we have farmers in Abuja, we have farmers in North Central, we have farmers in Northeast, in Southeast, Southwest. So we have our women across the country.
So how much of a problem is this issue of threat to the life this time, not just the livelihood of farmers? How much is it to you, your members?
It's affected quite a number of them psychologically, economically, and emotionally. And we have quite a number of our members across the country that have had their farms invaded by others in the same community. And over time, there's been no respite for them, particularly the women. So they are emotionally and psychologically affected, and they can't go back to the same farm where they have invested so much, and the farm is being ravaged by cows, and livestock. So it's affected them so much that it's not encouraging.
Like what state have you had this experience with your members?
We've had in Abuja precisely. We have some of our members who had that issues in the community in Abuja. We have in other regions of the country. We've had in Jos, so it's all over, particularly the Northeast, North Central. So it's really affecting the farmers to go back to the same field that has been ravaged by animals, and there's no respite to them. Nobody is talking to them on, how much have you lost in this farm? We have them in our record that we're also hoping that government would actually look at seeing how to encourage them, reorientate them, and allow them to go back to the farm, because that's their basic source of livelihood.
So I have covered some meetings where there's been an attempt to bring the herders and the farmers, to try to bring peace. Have you been a part of any meeting like that? What has been the outcome? How can we really move forward?
Well, there's been a lot of stakeholders engagement in different parts of the country to solve this problem. And I know that the federal government has also they've initiated a body, yes, recently, food security. No.
Okay.
The federal government set up a body, I think it's the Presidential Food Coordinating Unit. The federal government intentionally brought them together, and they are all across the three tiers of government, the federal, the state, and local government, to actually provide a lasting solution to this issue. But the only constraint right now is that this solution, the federal government will have to make this the resolution intentional by bringing stakeholders together. What I mean by bringing stakeholders together is to provide a sustainable and lasting solution to this problem. They have to provide a landmark for each of the different arms of agribusiness. If you have somebody who has crops here, and you have somebody who has eggs beside her, and the person who has eggs beside her does not have means to feed the eggs, automatically the person will be forced to encroach on the person who has crops. So I think that the government needs to provide a landmark. If you are an herder, this is a place delineated for you. Life has evolved over the years.
You're talking about ranching now.
Yes, life has evolved over the years. From the beginning of generation, if you study the Bible, which is also in the Quran, when Pharaoh, I'm sure Joseph and Pharaoh, they're in the Quran and they're in the Bible as well. When Joseph's family went to join him in Egypt, Joseph's family were herders, and he had to make it clear to them that the Egyptians do not like the herders. They don't like the herders. They are crops. They are crops farmers. They don't want to see them. So it's a problem that existed even right from creation. So the government needs to ensure and ensure and enshrine the ranching.
Do you think the
ranching
Livestock
process.
Development Ministry will solve this problem?
It will solve the problem. Not only that, there are about 3 initiatives by the federal government that will solve the problems. Number 1 is the Presidential Food Coordinating System. Then there was a time they launched the farmers, the security for farmers, they were also set up. And then finally, this local government autonomy will also allow the local government to take ownership of their environment.
No, tell me about that. I'm interested in that.
Yes, because attacks are, you will hear that this particular local government, they've been affected by banditry, they've been affected by herdsmen. The people in the community knows themselves. As a matter of fact, I was in Oyo State some times ago, and in an estate where we're working, I saw some cows coming. I was like, I had to call the Fulani man. I want to buy the cow. I just want to get an idea of who owns the cow. The guy was telling me the owner of the cow is in Bodija. It's also Alaji in Bodija, meaning that the owner of the cow are also in the community. So the people at the local government level need to come together and identify who are the owners of livestock in this community. Who are the owners? Who are the elders here? Can we identify a location where we can keep them? Can we also support them with technology? Because with the way things are going in other parts of the world, where we have importation of milk and livestock products coming into this country, they've identified that problems and they have been able to solve it. I was in Kempten in England, in Germany, in a state called Bavaria State. That state is the state where they produce Mercedes-Benz and BMW. Yet they have thousands of acreage of land dedicated only for cows. As a matter of fact, coming out from the hotel, you'll be hearing cow dung smelling. So they'll be able to create an entire value system for rearing only cow. So there's nothing in that community except cow.
So is it the government that should create it? Because this is a conversation that has started not today.
The government has put a platform for engagement. So it is not left for the activators to come together and ensure that what the platform government has given to them, they implement it and they use it. Now, a lot of funds are going to the local government, which is good. So in each local government, they know themselves. They have different departments in local government. They have their Greek department. So the local government will come together, do you understand, bring all the stakeholders together and say, who are the owners of livestock in this community? The Fulani, the herdsmen, they have an association. Bring them together. Okay, where do you want to stay? If they have to pay a token, because I know there are some community land that are free, that they can talk to the village elders or the family lands. Okay, can you let this particular area be for your herds, and then keep this area for the farmers so that they don't beat themselves? That's the lasting solution.
So you think this is what the Livestock Development Ministry should be doing?
That is what they should be doing.
Working with the local government.
Working with the local government and the state and the federal. They have to work with the 3 tiers of government because they will need to support them with technology, with resources. Because things have evolved over the years. You can't be going from one state to the other looking for green pastures for your cows. You need to put them in a place and provide technology that will provide the food. Do you understand? So they need to grow their food themselves, provide it so that they stay in a place. They need to be educated. They need to be reorientated. That we are not in, we are not in 6 or 7 decades ago. This is modernization. So if we want this problem solved, we must also involve technology. We also need to bring these people, the stakeholders together and reorientate them and look for a lasting solution to the problem. If not, you are here, I'm hungry, and you have food. They will definitely cross paths.
So have you heard of this conversation as it started by either the Presidential Committee or even the Livestock Development? I haven't heard. I don't know, perhaps you are in the sector. Has this kind of conversation, has it started? The
conversation has started already because the government is also identifying the necessary people in the state. If you look at the committee that the federal government instituted to carry on the federal government food security program, there's what we call the Green Imperative Program, which has always been there. So the committee are supposed to activate this Green Imperative Program, through private sector driven, to ensure, because the government needs to carry the private sector along for these policies and these programs to be effective, because they are the activators. So if they carry them along, they'll be able to see and say, oh, these are the challenges, this is what we need to solve. And we have a lot of Nigerians who are doing fantastic well in ranching, even in Nigeria. You have people from overseas bringing foreign cows, breeding foreign cows, trying to produce milk, even in Southwest there. We have a farm in Fashola in Oyo State where we have a place where they are producing their feed, their cow feed, in the farm themselves. So I think we need more of that to be able to solve this problem. Because the people in the developed world, they have adopted this. So you can't hear a story of herders and farmers fighting in Germany, in Switzerland, in Sweden, where we have a lot of milk coming from. So we need to be intentional. We need to create a path. Let the herders stay here. Let the crops farmers stay here, so that there's no clash. That's the lasting solution. I also want to suggest that the committee that the federal government set up to drive this, the federal government needs to look beyond the people in government, because the people that were picked for this, they need to look at Nigerians who are doing well outside this country in the United Nations system, African Union system, who are also supporting agribusiness. You know, they need to bring them in. They need to bring them on board. They are Nigerians. They're doing well outside. They should bring them in to come and be involved in this process, so that we can have a measurable and sustainable, develop a report on the federal government initiatives.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Ande, for that, Mr. Temitope, and the president of She Farmers Initiative. We will try to push conversations such as this so that we have a lasting solution, because we are losing lives and we are even losing supply of food.
Unfortunately, we have a large expanse. Nigeria has over 80-something million, hectares of land. So we have enough for everybody. It's just for us to come and understand ourselves. Mr. A, stay here. Mr. B, stay here. And it's also very good for us. When we cluster together, it reduces our costs and also improve our production. Then
one person's end product can be another person's raw material.
Absolutely. Of course, somebody...
backward integration.
Exactly. The herders here who have cow dungs or livestock can give the farmers and say, oh, take this too. And then they can also say, okay, the end product of our maize harvest, we can shred and send to you to feed your cow.
So, well, I think what we need is coordination. We will stay on the issue. Thank you so much for your time, Ms. Ande.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. Thank you very much.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back from that break, we'll head to the markets. Other segments await you right here on Business Incorporated.